Where does it come from? What does it want? What is it? The answers all, always, are unknown. All that is certain is death. And no, it's not just a black and red Rathian. Hello, my fellow hunters, and welcome today as we talk unknown. Oh yes, going by no name, no species, no category, simply unknown. An enigma wrapped in destruction and heading straight for every single soul. This is the black flying Wyvern, and it is an apocalyptic force that is as powerful as it is, well, mysterious. So first, let's ignore what your parents have taught you and judge it on its appearance. It is designed to look like an amalgamation of Rathian and Rathalos. So essentially, yeah, it's a combination of that then they've made red and black. Was it just me, or did that have a weirdly, like flow to it? Anyway, yeah, it is a hybrid form, but it's not related to either species, at least not directly. Some theories posit that it is a distant cousin, or perhaps a case of divergent evolution. Two organisms with a common ancestor ending up as different species. So perhaps if we trace the lineage of unknown back far enough, we may find that Rathalos link. For now though, it is very much its own animal. The black and red is a striking colour scheme and one that I personally absolutely adore, and it really does give this aura of menace to the creature. It is an invader, regularly showing up in the middle of other hunts to, well, ruin your day, your week, your month, or your year. But where this creature calls its actual home, where it makes its nest, where it can be found natively, is, and I'm going to be saying this a lot, unknown. Now, it is not a dimorphic species. The male and the females both look the same, and they both are adorned in these crimson spikes. The ones on the wings can quite literally be detached and fired at opposition, not only impaling them through even the toughest of hide and armor, but then releasing upon impact corrosive steam gushing out to ruin them even further. It is quite nasty. Make no mistake, unknown is of Elder Dragon level, of high Elder Dragon level. It wields a fury that most other monsters cannot hope to match. It is comfortable in nearly any environment. It has armor to turn any blade. It has a roar that makes that of the Tigrexes look like a mere squeak. And this creature is said to animate pure evil. Now, it can move quick, it has powerful wings, it can run just as competently. It can carve deep craters into the earth, crush huge slabs of rock, and generally is right bloody good at making alive things, not that. The only behavior of note that the guild has managed to record is, during certain periods of times, great flocks of them gather in the deserts. The purpose is, and again, this is going to come up a lot, unknown, though breeding is the most likely answer. So how does a legendary confrontation with this Wyvern go down? Initially, it may seem to be a pushover to a naive hunter, slower and less threatening than even a normal Rathian when first encountered, but the secret of unknown lies in its rage. See, it harbors a sheer white-hot anger that the combined might of seething Basil, savage Devil Joe, furious Rajang, raging Brachydios could not hope to come close to. You see Rajang, right? Normal, enrages golden fur, and then goes further beyond with his red hardening arms. A level 2 to his enrage, if you were. Well, when it comes to unknown, there's not 3 levels of enrage, not 4, not 5, not 6, 7! 7 layers of I'm going to kill you harder! At least in its more strong variations. The base form has 5 enraged states, but still, 5 enraged states! And they don't go away once triggered. See, this fight is all about ramping intensity. As you chip away, well, the enrages move through like gears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until you have unlocked the creature's true potential with your audacity at the notion you may somehow end it. And this comes with many changes throughout the fight, many visual alterations, but of course, augmentations to its onslaught. It will start to huff black smoke, a shroud of darkness all around it. Eventually, yellow flames will swirl, replaced then by blue, white, hot, and devouring. Finally, it will flare up crimson, the patterns across it glowing and coursing, burning. As its eyes glow crimson, it is ready to disintegrate all before it. As you may imagine, it has various, let's say, impressive flame attacks. Great gouts, flamethrowers, burning lines, churning up the rock. If you can think of a way to, burn something to death, then Unknown has you covered. It can also whip up using the smoke from its internal rage, what amounts to a storm of black winds. These pitch black clouds, well, they obscure all vision and render a would-be prey or aggressor helpless for an oncoming attack. It is truly a terrifying experience. The temperament of this monster is infamous, and while they may be calm at first, there is nothing quite like the rage of a black flying wyvern. Going from what appears to be a Rathian clone, the same moves, to a elder dragon dwarfing giant of flame that has an arsenal at its command that could almost make Fatalis blush. And of course poison too, as you might expect, though that is definitely not the focus. It is arguably one of the most challenging monsters in Frontier, in fact voted 3rd most challenging when the game shut down. Also one of the most loved monsters. There's nothing quite as intimidating when that unknown appears and challenges you. So, there is a few further versions. There is the Supremacy version of Unknown. Supremacy species are essentially, well, stronger, more powerful individuals that are older, more experienced. Another way of being like deviants or variants or rare, just another justification for taking monster and making more better, powerfuler version of it. They are, well, revered amongst their kind, and Supremacy Unknown is the one that takes the enraged states all the way to 6. And in this new 6 mode, swirling blue flame surrounds it, and, well, it has a brand new move. It will crash into the ground, causing boulders to flip, sending hunters flying. It follows with a roar that immediately renders all nearby unconscious. It will then flap its wings and burst into the air. And by the way, the air pressure created by said wing flap is also enough to kill. The sheer force and intensity of it is, well, unimaginable. Careening towards the now helpless, falling hunter, it will connect with such power that when both it and the hunter hit the ground, well, it carves a trench in the earth as it annihilates the unfortunate victim. Finally then, there is what's known as the Solstice War version of Unknown. This was an event in Frontier that let you hunt, well, a much more powerful version of two monsters, Unknown and Decipheroa. Decipheroa, by the way, is Black Dragon levels of strength, so that puts into perspective just how intimidating Unknown is. This Solstice War Unknown has that 7th enraged state, and it is absolutely bonkers nuts. It also gets access to the dragon element, so yeah, you know it means business. Most notably a new signature attack where it will turn the darkness winds up to 11, leaving just its red glowing eyes as a trail, and eventually land in the center of this storm of darkness amongst the hunters. Inhale every single scrap of this evil air. Yes, evil air. And release it all in one Armageddon-esque explosive shockwave, destroying all who get hit, and then having a celebratory roar for good measure. So that's Unknown. A lot is unknown. There's not a lot to say about Unknown because it's unknown, but it is really cool, and it definitely leaves an impression. I love the idea of a monster so mysterious we literally have no bloody idea what's going on with it. I love the idea of a monster that just keeps getting angrier and angrier and angrier, going state after state after state, and it doesn't stop until you or it are dead. I really do like it. My only complaints really are that it does just look like a black and red Rathian. There's no escaping that, even if, you know, it isn't, it is. You know, the practical sense, right? It is. So I would love to have a monster with this kind of mysterious concept actually look mysterious. Like, imagine if Unknown, something literally known as Unknown, had a unique skeleton and it was only ever the only member of that skeleton. That would really lend it that oomph that makes being invaded by it an actual oh my god moment. Like, having that sheer what is that is, I think, something really special, and something like this is a perfect candidate for it. As far as the attacks go, a lot of them look very pretty, a lot of them very powerful, a lot of them are very over the top. It's not, to me, the most ridiculously incredible fight in the world. I just love the idea of a purely enigmatic wyvern. Do you think this one should make the jump? Personally, I'm not so sure. This is one of the most requested ones for me to talk about, but I think the concept should make the jump to main Monster Hunter, not the literal monster itself. I think it can be redone and improved in such a way that the original black and red Rathian kind of look and feel just isn't necessary anymore. But it is cool, and I am glad it exists. Let me know what you think, of course. Like if you enjoyed this, subscribe for more, and I will see you soon. Please consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.